If you heard me during the regular podcast.
Yeah. You want to hear some exclusive, Deb?
Deb gets real.
I can do that.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, let's get into this one now.
Warning. This podcast is about the horror genre, specifically horror films. As most horror movies are filled with coarse language, violence, and/or gore, the topics and language of the cast of the pod will also reflect the genre. If you have any issues with the aforementioned warnings, please press stop. However, if you have no issue with adult language, movie violence, or the accoutrement that accompanies horror films, please feel free to continue. You have been warned.
I forgot. When did this movie happen? Like 2016?
It was like 2021?
I think it was like 2016.
16.
Yeah, 2016.
I'm excited to do this one.
Spoiler alert. All right.
Well, this whole podcast is a spoiler alert.
So, yes, they have been warned. Right? Anybody? Nobody?
Yes, they have been warned.
Yeah, I agree.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the cast of the pod for this episode.
2016's better watch out.
Oh man.
Now, Cobweb, this is a Cobweb recommendation. Sound effects and all that. Cobweb, how did you stumble upon Better Watch Out?
I was doing a shuffle mode on my shutter through the Christmas buttons. I was just going through them, and what did I see? But this badass movie staring at me.
There we go. All right, so welcome back, like Deb said, to Cast of the Pod. We are your three hosts, the Dream Team. I'm Josh.
I'm Cobweb.
And I'm Deb.
And this is the podcast where we kind of sort of review movies, but we talk about,
in our opinion,
and give our opinion on it, which is technically a review, but at the same time we give you a story about kind of what happened in the movie, and you hear a discussion amongst friends. We're letting we're letting our friends in as we discuss this as friends.
Yeah.
And where everybody knows your name and all that stuff.
It's like Cheers.
Yeah, exactly.
So today, just think of it as like the storms are coming in. It's cold outside. We're all sitting around the fire talking about this movie.
So you better watch out.
Yeah, right?
We're waiting for Santa Claus to come.
Okay, so I want to talk about this movie a lot.
Oh.
Yes. According to IMDb, on a quiet suburban street, a babysitter must defend a 12-year-old boy from intruders, only to discover it is far from a normal home invasion. Now, in the group chat, in the Cast of the Pod group chat, you sent the trailer, and I saw the trailer. Deborah didn't watch it.
I didn't see it.
She didn't see the trailer. So I ask anybody watching this or listening to this right now, stop it. Go look at the official trailer for Better Watch Out. I'll put it up on the Cast of the Pod page, because all our social media is Cast of the Pod. That's Twitter. Hey, we got the blue check on Twitter now.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and importantly, big shout out to Brendan, to Sam Haim, to Miss Black Cat, to our anonymous donor there. Big shout out to y'all on Patreon, Cast of the Pod. So I'll put the trailer out there where people can see it. So when I saw this trailer, I was like, oh shit, this is a sick and twisted Home Alone.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was getting into.
Oh wow.
So
Woo!
if you haven't seen this movie, we know that we always say spoiler alert. We know that we always say you have been warned and all that. But that trailer that you just saw is not the movie. Those are the people in the movie. Those are scenes from the movie. But that is not the movie that they painted out to you that you actually see when you watch the whole movie. So I don't know if you want to deal with our spoils of war here, or if you want to go watch it and come back and listen to this, because we're gonna spoil the fuck out of it. And it's just like I See Dead People. If you didn't figure out the ending right at the beginning like I did, then it's gonna change the whole thing.
Man.
Who wants to go first?
All right. I got something to say.
All right.
This kid in this movie, let's just say this. This motherfucker right here is your next freaking Jeffrey Dahmer.
Next, the current. It's just
man, he's like one step away from it. It amazes me because it seems like something how society can think about things so easily in this movie, and that character can be so very realistic to some of these kids that we see today. You know, where they lose transparency on what's reality and the whole empathy of life. And he had no care for anybody at all, their whole life expectancy. He only cared about his only self throughout this entire movie, and to make sure that he was so concerned about his mother's affection throughout this entire movie. He would do anything so that his mother did not feel any way, shape, or form that he was the person that they was letting on to be.
Any kind of negativity whatsoever.
Oh, none at all.
So,
none at all.
So let's just throw it out there. Let's throw the big spoil out, the big twist in the play and all that. When you're watching this trailer, it looks like it's Home Alone. It looks like there's this kid, he's got a crush on his babysitter. Babysitter has a horrible ex-boyfriend that's a douchebag, like Tammy and the T-Rex. You know, like he's stalking her or something like that. And then in the trailer, if you're watching it, it looks like he's trying to break in. Then they have to stop him. But then it also looks like there's home intruders coming in. And then him and the best friend, little kid and the best friend, have to go home alone on him. And it's like, have you seen the where somebody went back and put if Home Alone was real, and they used the real graphics from Home Alone, and like when the bricks hit Marv in the face and all that, like he dies?
Oh, no, I have not seen that because I knew that would really happen.
Okay, I will send you the clips of that stuff. But this is basically, that's what you get from the trailer. It's like, oh, it's going to be realistic. It's going to be a graphic Home Alone. But no. What happens is the kid who you think's going to be the hero, that's going to be the Kevin,
the hero.
he's fucked up. Emphasis on the fucked up.
Woo!
He's the problem. He's the issue.
Yep.
Maybe if he did. Maybe you know what his whole problem was? He had that dorky ass haircut.
I agree. I totally agree.
I want to start looking into more
haircut style ever.
I want to look into more. The story was by Chris Peckover, and one of the writers was Zach Kahn. I want to look into more of their stuff just because of this movie.
I wonder, was there ever like a part 2 or anything?
There was not an official part 2, but there's some fan fiction part 2.
Oh.
Which, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Sometimes I like the fan, like.
Oh, you know how this is going to turn out. It's going to be like him, like freaking haunted, stalking her ass like fucking Michael Myers and shit.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why they haven't done an official sequel.
You know?
Because spoiler alert, you can, she lives. Even though it looks like she dies, she lives. Let's talk about the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know people are saying that, what the hell are they tripping about? What? Josh, go to work.
So the movie starts off. They're in a suburban town somewhere in Pennsylvania, I think it is. And it's snowy and it's Christmas season. They were really in Australia in the burning heat, by the way, when they filmed this movie. That's also, did you notice where all the door handles were at? Did you notice all the doorknobs were 4.5 feet high?
That was like the first time I was like, wow, did you see how high the doorknobs are?
No, I did not notice that.
Yeah, all the doorknobs.
I probably have to like go like this.
All the
Open
doorknobs
door.
would be like at Deborah's eyebrows, the center of Deborah's forehead.
Yeah.
Okay.
The doorknobs on all
Because
the doors were
when,
high.
when they built the sets, they built it in a traditional, fancy Australian type. Because all the carpenters out there were Australian, not realizing in American homes we don't have our doorknobs up at 4 feet 9 inches high.
Why do they have them so high in Australia?
Fuck if I know.
Hmm.
To keep the kangaroos out? I don't know.
Well, kangaroos do know how to open doors.
Is that culturalist? Can I not say
Chupacabra.
stuff? Chupacabra?
Chupacabras can't open doors,
Yeah, they don't have the opposable thumb.
but kangaroos can.
Shit, kangaroos would kick the door open. You ever seen them fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. You ain't even
All
gotta
right.
worry about that hook. You gotta worry about the foot coming back. Oh. So, anyways, mom and dad are going out, and dad's pretty cool. Did you notice who the dad was? That's what's his name, Warburton.
Yes.
Where do you know Patrick Warburton from? He's in tons of stuff.
Yeah, he is. And I'm trying to remember one of the movies that he was in. He always plays that same little pompous character in a lot of shit. You know,
He was Kronk in Emperor's New Groove. He was Agent T in Men in Black 2. He
Right.
was in the B movie, but he's also Joe Swanson from Family Guy.
okay.
But
I liked
he-
him actually as Kronk. He was
Yes.
pretty.
He will always be to me the Tick. Spoon.
Whoa.
Yeah, he the live action Tick. Yeah. And then the mom, she did not have the aging badly problem like old girl from Bad Moon,
Okay.
Virginia Madsen
Really?
from Candyman.
Oh shit.
You didn't realize that's who the mom was?
No, I never even paid attention. I was too focused on the freaking fucked up ass kid.
I'm trying to
Spawn from the devil.
yes. So he is a mama's boy. He is they're calling in the babysitter, and here comes Olivia DeJonge, Ashley. And you find out that she's got her boyfriend, and she's kind of hinting that she's having some problems with her boyfriend, and she's moving out of town tomorrow. And then you also learn that Levi Miller, who's Luke, that douchebag kid, has a big crush on her. And him and his best friend Garrett have had this plan for see, I didn't even realize this until halfway through. They said they have a plan to scare her before anything happens. Did you realize that? That horror makes people horny.
Yeah, they had this whole thing set up for a while. They planned it for a bit.
Yep. And so what
He planned it.
you see how the mom's all like, oh, poor Lukey, he's got to sleep. He sleepwalks at night, and you have to give him his medication so he can fall asleep. And we put the pencil on the door, that way we can see if he walks out and all that. Well, what about the fucking windows? What if he walks out the fucking windows?
They weren't thinking because they thinking he's sleepwalking.
You can sleepwalk out of windows.
The window.
Shit. But
You can't sleepwalk and do something that you've never done before. Your
Yeah.
subconscious won't let you.
see, I did this movie. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna get a high rating from me. I did not. They threw so many clues. Now that we're talking about it, Deb, you awake over there?
Yes, I was trying to look up the doorknob.
I told you about the doorknob. I told you exactly why they did the doorknobs like the cobweb. You see what I got to deal with over here?
You know, it's Google Deb, man. When she gets the Googling, she has to know. She
Well,
has to do that. Accept it. I have.
What did you find out about the doorknobs, Deb?
In Australia, they do the doorknobs because it's the way the builders did them. Because
Gee, kind of
Most
like
of
I
the-
just said.
most of the houses have high ceilings, so it accommodates with the look of the
Oh,
house.
okay.
Yes, indeed. As
Okay.
our friend Shofunaki would say, indeed.
Indeed.
But they said that they don't do them like that anymore. So most of the time it's because it's a very old door.
Very interesting contribution to.
It is because we were talking about the
I can't-
doorknobs.
I can't wait for this new segment.
Oh, I can.
Wait for
I
this new
can.
segment.
Oh, I can. Trust me.
To say of this movie, but I was really interested in the doorknobs because
The
Because-
fucking height of the doorknobs is more
Yes.
important than the fucking movie.
no, it's not. But that was like one of the first things that I noticed. Like when the kid went to the door to go, I think it was for the pizza, and they got the door, and I was like, oh wow, you see how high the doorknob is? It's like right to her eyes. It's like it would probably hit me in my forehead.
This would be a nice spot for the algorithm to decide to put
A commercial.
commercial right here.
Bam, we're back.
Oh my god.
And
Continue,
you asked me
Josh.
what I was doing. I
So what happens is, mama's little boy, innocent, pure, sweet, whatever. I didn't realize, like I said, they were throwing clues at us left and right. As soon as mom and dad leaves home, what happens? He pops open a bottle of champagne, starts
Yeah.
drinking it, tells her, "Here, you want some?" He's trying to get her drunk. He's like 12 years old and she's what, 17?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting fact, according to IMDb, they're not 5 years separated by age. They're 4 years separated by age.
Okay.
So since we're throwing out, useless information here at Cast the Pod, I figured we'd throw out that one too.
Well, that one makes a difference because they talked about it. They didn't talk about the doorknobs. Because he told his
So
friend,
he
she's
go-
only 5 years. She's 5 years older than me. My mom's 5 years.
So
So
here's
if he was
here's
senior in high school, he'd be like what?
He's,
senior and freshman relationship.
no, he was 12.
Cobweb said if they were in high school.
Oh,
So, now that we're talking about clues, there's one clue that I don't know why it happened. They point out that he doesn't like mushrooms and he hates mushrooms, right?
Right.
And then out of nowhere, a pizza gets ordered. And even he looks surprised about the pizza. And the pizza has mushrooms. Why would he surprise order? So we're setting up the conversation, everybody. To the
Yeah.
listeners here of Cast the Pod. Come to
I
find
forgot
out
about the whole thing with the pizza guy.
Come
Yeah, I
to
did
come to
too.
find out that this kid sets up this whole thing to scare the shit out of her, make it look like his best friend gets killed, makes it look like there's a home invasion going on, and he's just an asshole. He tries to get her drunk. He even brings some date rape drugs into play to make her forget everything happened and all that we find out later on in the movie. So I don't understand why the pizza came as a surprise, unless
the friend was the one who brought the pizza. But he looked a lot taller than if maybe, I don't know.
the friend
friend-
was not the pizza delivery person.
Yeah, what was up with the pizza guy?
Because he came out of nowhere. He's like, here's a pizza.
That's what I'm trying to say though. What if the kid really was so smart? He ordered pizza that he didn't like, just to add to the atmosphere of what's going on. Because she even pointed,
I could see that. I could see that with that sick son of a bitch.
because he even said, "Oh, I guess my dad ordered the pizza," and then she says, "Well, if your dad ordered the pizza, why is there mushrooms on there?" And then he's like, "Oh, I can just pick it off." So maybe he was just so evil smart, so Dr. Evilish, that he had
Yeah,
that part of his plan.
I could see that.
Probably. And then he made it look like there were people out. Like there was somebody standing outside the window.
Man.
Yes.
You know what? That's one thing I said when his friend was running away, trying to get away, like he was going to get away, and when he got shot, I was like, that didn't sound like a gun.
Right.
Right away, I said that wasn't a gunshot, and that's when I realized it was the paintball gun.
Which we
Everything.
find out. We find
Yeah.
out later on in the movie when she's Ashley, when she's running out and she trips on the same spot. In order to make it look like his friend really got sniped, they put a trip line there, so he
Right.
could fall and it would activate the paintball gun and all that. So there's a brick in the house, comes in through the window, and they're freaking out. What's going on? This person, this and that, and it just all these little clues.
The brick says, "If you leave, you die."
Which just shows, man, now that we're saying it out loud, did he know everything that was going to happen?
Yes.
Because there's
that catapult was outside too.
It's a trebuchet.
Oh.
It's not a catapult.
Well, that thing was outside. I told Josh when the pizza guy got there, I was like, I hadn't seen the trailer, so I didn't know anything about the movie.
I'm waiting for Home Alone all this whole time.
But like the whole time when he got the pizza, I was like, that seems kind of odd. Like, I don't know. And then he was like, because he said anything except mushrooms. So he was like, no mushrooms at all. But then when he got the pizza and there was mushrooms, he was just like, oh well, like nothing. So I told Josh, I don't know. I think he has something to do with it. He might not be the one pulling it off, but I don't know. He seems kind of odd to me. And I was right. He was way off.
See, Deb also came up with something that it's tough for us when we like these movies to talk about the movies. That we have better pods when we don't like the movies.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that right now because I want people to see this.
Yeah, they should see this movie. It was pretty dope. I'm not gonna front. I'm just gonna get it out there. Obviously all of us enjoy this movie if you guys are listening to it. And you guys know us by now if you've been listening to this cast of the pod. It's like if you saw this movie, there's something that shook you in every scene when you start unraveling this kid and you see how he actually acts. It just kind of really blows your mind. So,
yes.
This movie made me jump a lot. I jumped.
She was jumping at all the Santa Claus scenes, the plastic ass Santa Claus
and the spider.
Oh
yeah.
The spider scene made me jump.
So since we all agree we like this movie, let's not break down the story too much. Let's talk about some of the kills. Let's talk about the type. It had jump scares, like she said. It had a part of the movie where it looked like it was going to be kind of family friendly, very Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets all fucked up.
Yeah.
And it
goes. Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Well, I was gonna say it goes from fantasy horror to gore, bloody horror, to real world. That's fucked up horror. And the ending of the movie leaves you not knowing what's gonna happen. Definitely sets up a sequel. And I mean, it's really what were you gonna say, Cobb?
I was gonna say once I was thinking about the scene and the kid, because I'm always thinking about this fucking kid. Right, I knew something was up when he kept saying, "I'll go get the gun. We got to go get the gun," And he was just like so determined about getting this gun that just kind of like I was like, that doesn't seem just right, It just didn't. I just couldn't get it. I knew something was going on with him then, that it was like possibly fake or something like that. That's what just triggered me. But then when the whole fact that he had his friend using that shotgun and it was really loaded,
mm-hmm.
I'm like, really, dude? Who does that?
Go ahead, Deb.
If I was that friend, I would have left a long time ago. There was lots of times where he wasn't paying attention.
He was definitely the lackey, the henchman type mentality.
Oh man.
He didn't think his friend was gonna do what his friend ended up doing.
Like when he told him that when she told him that he was the one who killed his hamster, and then he was like, "I'm gone, I'm done," or something.
Ashley was smart.
And then he went to the living room. He didn't even follow him over there. So I mean, he could have just like walked out, and the friend wouldn't even he could have just walked out.
He had plenty of chances. His name was Ed. His real name is Ed Oxenbould. See,
Mm-hmm.
all the kids in the movie, they're all Australians. They filmed it in Australia. The only two Americans are Virginia Madsen and Patrick Wahlberg. I don't know. This was pre-COVID. I don't know why they did it that way, but hey, that's what they did. But that kid Ed or Garrett, he had tons of opportunities to get out of it, to save Olivia. You know.
Hell, he kept him medicated too, so he wasn't thinking in his right mind.
That is true.
I forgot about that.
They do point out that Luke is on a whole bunch of pills, and that's how they get him to sleep at night and all that. But apparently, Luke's been saving him, and he does get Garrett doped up.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So he kept him sedated in his mental thing. Until he started smoking that weed, and he got all pissed off about it because it fucked up his plan. And he was like, she's gonna smell the weed in the house.
Yes.
You know, he got all upset about that.
So let's talk about some of the kills. They did the paint cans. They set up the whole paint can kill because before you find out who's bad guys and who's good guys and who's whoever, they're talking about the physics of Home Alone in the movie. And they end up doing the paint can kill.
Woo.
Buckets of blood and paint all over the place.
I did not think that he was going to do that.
That he was going to actually hit him, right?
I thought he was just teasing it.
There was the stab in the face with the pencil.
That was ugly.
Oh, yeah.
And then the weed smoke coming out of the side of the cheek when they force him to smoke weed.
That was dope.
And they were all like, whoa.
That was dope.
There's tons of parts in this movie where everyone, Luke, Garrett, Olivia, they have another choice where it doesn't have to go and get as bad as it did.
Yeah.
You know, and that was one of them. They're still trying to show how they're still goofy kids and all that when the smoke comes out of the cheek and they're all laughing about it and everything. And I don't know, this movie, this is definitely worth a rewatch.
Oh yeah.
And digging into the psychology of it later on. And it's just, I think Deb's right there. It's on tape. But when there's on tape, there's no. Speaking of tape, there's a lot of duct tape in this movie that comes into play for other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, when it's a movie that we definitely like this much, it's hard for me to talk about it. I don't know about y'all.
So I have a question. I didn't quite understand when she got the piece of glass and she was tied up and then she grabbed it and she had it in her hand. Why was she squeezing it to cut her hand, but then she was trying to clean up the blood? Was that just an accident? Was that just her anxiety that was making her squeeze the glass? And then she was like, oh crap, there's blood, I can't show that there's blood.
She was just trying to cover it up so that he wouldn't see any of it. You know, something to make him look a little bit more alarmed at the situation. She didn't want anything. She picked up at that point, she started picking up that they kept underestimating this son of a gun.
Yes.
You know, and that's why he kept always getting the upper hand on them. Because of that. That's why she started getting so obsessed about cleaning up the blood and trying to get around it. Because she knew what she was playing with at that point. You know, nobody else did.
We did bring up that maybe they were trying to leave DNA.
Oh, yeah.
So he couldn't cover up everything. Because even the boyfriend ends up peeing on himself, like on purpose, and leaving puddles and all that. That's when they kind of look at each other like, you know, and that's when the kid when Luke gets out of the room to go get the stuff to clean up the pee. And that gives her a chance to use that glass to cut the duct tape off.
Yeah.
Then she rewraps the duct tape around her hand so it looks like she's still tied up to the chair, but she's not. And every time Luke leaves the room, she cuts part off her leg.
And her other leg.
Yeah.
And what she did when she finally got loose and she had the chair, I think I would have done the same, because you could use a chair as a weapon. And hit him with the chair. Pat.
But it was definitely one of those scenes where it's like, once you get somebody down, keep beating them.
Yes, don't hit them, and then okay, I got him. I can walk away.
Yeah, that should
always get up.
Yeah, she should have whooped that ass.
This is because I care about all of our listeners, all of our friends, our followers there. If you're ever in a zombie situation or if you've been kidnapped and you get the upper hand and you have a part of a chair taped to your hand, you've already knocked that person down, overkill. Just even if it's to the point of like, maybe I shouldn't have gone that far. Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
Just keep on going.
Yeah.
Double, triple tap, quadruple tap.
Whatever. Okay. Yeah, gotta figure out the bodies. Let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's sort it out at the morgue. Okay. That ain't your problem right now.
Yeah. Your problem is getting out of there, making sure you're getting out of there.
Get gone.
But making sure that they're not getting back up. Because you hit somebody and you knock them out and they still get up.
Then they're
Guess
just
what?
gonna be mad.
Yeah, it's gonna be double. So first they're gonna get mad because you escaped, you got out of their stuff, and then they're gonna be mad because you hit them.
So this kid is so smart. He even has a backup plan. His first plan was getting her drunk, putting those drops in her drink, and going to town with her.
Yeah.
And then she was going to forget all about it. So this is the part where I'm talking about it's realistic, real world, fucked up horror. And that's the worst kind of horror for me.
Yep.
The
Stuff that could happen for real.
Yeah, real world shit. Followed by anything kind of with like demons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then aliens. And then like haunted Santa Clauses. But anyways.
And then this kid.
No, this
kid's
kid's
up there.
kid's on the beginning of the list.
Man, he was a piece of work. I don't know what twisted him and turned him into that.
Because he was just a spoiled little fuckhead. That's why.
Man,
Privileged ass, spoiled ass little fuckhead. That's
what a dorky ass haircut.
yes.
Yep. Well, like he said, he was like, "We'll just do this and this, and you'll drink this, and then
You'll forget about it.
forget
And it'll
about
be
it,
all right.
and it'll be okay. My parents will just think that after I went to sleep, you had friends come over,
And you got drunk.
and everything will be fine."
Yeah, but then what happened? That's when the first boyfriend showed up. And then that's when they had to freaking Home Alone his ass.
Yep. And then the psycho ex-boyfriend shows
And
up.
I did not understand at first, and then I was like,
Didn't understand
after
what.
when he told him that he needed to write down an apology.
Oh, that was obvious.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that what we was doing, but I was like, why is it like? He was like, "That's all you're gonna say." And then when they showed like the whole letter, I was like,
Because he
Oh.
needed to make it look like he was the one that did everything. And then he got rid of himself. He unalived himself.
and this kid was, it's like he had gloves and everything too. Whenever he was dealing with them, like he would.
Because
clean up.
he was smart.
Yeah.
Evil. Evil.
The first boyfriend, yeah, he was evil. The first boyfriend, where he messed up, when he had him down, he should have finished him off. He should have really whooped his ass, but he understood it.
Double tap,
He
triple tap.
underestimated.
Yep. Tap tap.
Yeah. That was his chance, and he lost it.
Yep.
Man, those
Underestim-
motherfuckers. Man.
There's
This
only
is
one
like-
other kid worse than this guy. Well, I don't even know if he's worse, but equal level of worseness. The changeling from A Christmas Horror Story.
Oh wow. Yeah, right.
But they're like apples and oranges though.
Yeah, a changeling is a changeling. This kid is just
The
He's a
changeling
product of his
doesn't know
environment.
better.
right. They don't know the change.
Spoiled ass participation trophy ass kid.
Oh, and
Man,
then the first boyfriend, when he had the kid down, I think he stopped because that's when the friend came, and the best friend came, and he had the gun. And me and Josh were saying, he could have just grabbed the kid in front of him and like used him
as a human shield.
and be like, put the gun down. Because if he was gonna shoot him, he was gonna shoot the kid first. He's like, if I'm
Man, let me
dying, you're
tell you-
dying with me.
I understand what you're saying, but as the great MC Ren always says, now you dead as fuck because you tried to race a gun.
Wow. This is yeah.
But at least the kid would have been gone too.
But he had the kid right in front of him. He was there already.
If he would have grabbed him by the neck and just walked with him and be like, put the gun down, The other kid wasn't as smart as that one.
No, he was not. And he could have been punked out.
He could have said, if you kill me, you're gonna kill your friend. Do you want to do that?
And he would have been like, nope, because his
No.
friend was important to him.
Yes, and then he would have put the gun down.
I don't know if I want to say that spoiler. I don't know if we should leave some spoilers there for people.
Like, yes, whatever.
But this whole podcast is a spoiler.
Right, we keep it going, man. That junk was dope.
So,
Man, you know what his friend, when he didn't get ticked off, he killed his friend's fucking cat.
Yep.
the cat,
The hamster.
the hamster.
Hamster, yes, hamster. He was in for blood, man. He wanted death for real. He had, what do they call those type of people? This like inward focus, like
Schizophrenic, psychopathic.
yeah, this is like a real scientific name just for people like that, because he only cared about himself but no pain for others or something like that.
Spoiled?
Oh, sadomasochistic.
Oh, no. Yeah,
They're
like
they're sadists. Yes. Man, I got hold on. Time out right in the middle of the pod. Cover the thing so I know when to.
You okay?
Could not shake that cough.
You okay?
Yeah, I think so. All right, coming back now. Yeah, but the well, might as well say it. Might as well say what happened. He shoots his friend because he touches her hand.
At first, I thought he was trying to help her escape.
Because he was getting in her mind, and she was getting in his mind, and showing him,
Like,
what they
what
were
his
doing,
friend
how
was.
wrong it was, how bad it was, how his friend was against him, and
right.
Garrett
And
got
then she started using her, and she started touching him, just to showing his, that hey, I like you, type of thing, playing on his
which she didn't. It's just that she's smart.
Yeah.
And she touched his hand with her thumb. I mean, her pinky.
She used whatever she could use at her advantage. She was ready
So
for this.
then finally something that happens, that Garrett's dead. Current boyfriend is dead. Psycho ex-boyfriend is dead. And then he stabs her in the neck.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
Walks up behind her while she's taped to the chair and stabs her in the neck. Falls down, huge puddle of blood. And then he starts setting up the scene.
He's all dancing.
Yeah, he's all dancing. He's got the unalive note for the psycho ex-boyfriend, and he gets all the fingerprints on the knife, on the shotgun, and just makes it look like psycho ex-boyfriend. Like she had her boyfriend over when she shouldn't.
Yep.
And then the ex-boyfriend showed up.
And then everybody got caught in it. And then he goes back and he goes to sleep in his room.
Puts the pencil
on
that
there.
Was like, oh.
takes the pill his melatonin pill or whatever you call it, so he can go to sleep at night. Mom and dad drive up. Everybody's screaming. Mom runs straight to his room and he's like, what happened? I'm asleep. Looks like the movie's over. They're taking the bodies away.
And then
Poor him. All the cops are there, and then you hear, Chief, one of them's alive.
And he's freaking out.
And then you see, and it's Olivia DeLongo, whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
And right as they're putting her in the ambulance, they're like, she had a piece of duct tape over the hole. It slowed down the bleeding.
She's so smart. She was genius.
Her name was Olivia?
That's her real name.
Oh. I was like, her name's Olivia. The one from Red Snow, her name was Olivia Romo. Remember?
Yes.
Okay.
I was like,
so, and then there's a great scene. There's a great scene when he's looking out of the window and they're putting her in the ambulance and they're looking at her so they don't see her pick up her hand. And then she just shoots the bird at him. And they throw her in the ambulance, drive away, end of movie. Did you see the mid-credit scene?
I heard about it. Somebody told me about it. I did not see it, but I was like, oh.
Why do you do this?
I forgot.
You used to never stop the movie when the credits start.
Don't stop thinking about tomorrow.
Told me. I heard the same thing from Sam Hain. He said the exact same thing. He's like, "Did you see that?" I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh shit, no."
Sam Hain. I don't know what's up with Cobweb, but
You're never supposed to, like, when we go to the theater and we see especially a Marvel movie.
well, that's them. That's those.
But if you're going to a Marvel movie, you should know.
That always trips me out. All the amount of people getting up afterwards. It's like, there's still gonna be something else.
And so since that, we always stay at the end until like the lights turn on.
I wonder what the first movie was that had an extra scene like that.
Oh, it was He-Man Masters of the Universe.
With Skeletor at the yeah. And they never made that sequel. That He-Man, Dolph Lundgren's whatever, but I mean that Frank Langella or whoever it is that played Skeletor was awesome. Anyways, back to Better Watch Out. So the scene comes up after that, and he's like, "Mom, I'm really worried about Ashley. Maybe we should visit her in the hospital."
And then it goes black.
Yeah. That's why I said. Yeah. That's why I was thinking, like, because I knew about that. That's why I was like, that's where he gets to the Michael Myers point where he goes to the hospital and tracks her ass down to kill her.
Better watch out too.
Yeah.
This time the babysitter's getting set or something. I don't know.
Babysitting the babysitter.
It was a good find.
Now, if you go to IMDb and you look at the breakdown of it, which I read at the beginning of this, they keep you in the secret. They don't tell you what's going on. On a quiet suburban street, a babysitter must defend a 12-year-old boy from intruders, only to discover it's far from a normal home invasion. Yeah, so even there, the magic, the unspoilerish description.
Yeah. Bring out the calculator, bro. Get the calculator. Let's just get this done now.
All right, time to bring out the calculator. Doom. Put it right here. I'm gonna go first this time. I never go first.
Okay, you go first.
Can y'all see it?
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
Not 9. I give it a 9.
Woo!
I don't do that.
I know you don't.
Who's next?
Go ahead, Cowboy.
8.
8. Deb.
A 9.
Is that what you had planned on giving it?
Yes. That's how I was like, whoa.
All right. Divided by 3 gives us an 8.6, an 8.7. Yeah.
That's solid.
So a 9, really?
I think this is one of the highest rated non-Patreon only episodes we've ever had.
Oh, Gremlins.
Yeah, but that's Gremlins don't count because Gremlins is Gremlins. So that's
how can Gremlins not count? Wait a minute, don't.
Gremlins gets an 11 out of a possible 10.
Okay, this is true. It was perfect.
We saw Gremlins 2 yesterday.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
Ever?
No, just this season.
Just recently.
Okay.
Yeah, just recently. Yeah.
But yeah, we give it an 8.667 if you're nasty. But
6.6. Nasty.
I had to throw the Janet Jackson reference in there.
Oh.
But yeah, we are Cast of the Pod. All our social medias are Cast of the Pod. Our Patreon, Cast of the Pod. And we've been talking about 2016s, even though we barely found out about it. Sometimes I want to call those like current year movies, just because I hadn't heard of them. You know, how dare they put out a movie that I hadn't heard of?
Right? See, this is what happens when we start doing these holiday specials. You know,
Yes.
you start digging in deep into some, get drugged. What do they say? You get pulled into deep waters.
Yes, this is definitely one of those.
I think I redeemed myself from the last one.
Oh, most definitely. I was waiting for that. I was waiting to get to a point where I could.
Yes. I was like, okay, I wanted to hurry up and do the podcast for Red Snow just so we could do this one, because this one was like, I really enjoyed this one.
Yep.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. The Depp approval.
This one does get my approval. And I really like this one. It was a lot of emotion for this one.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna watch it again before Christmas.
Yeah, right. I might watch it again tonight. I was sitting up there saying, this kid, it was like you just wanted to whoop his ass, but you just couldn't get to him because he just had the upper hand on you so much, and you knew that if you got loose, you could fuck his ass up.
Yeah.
Man,
how do you really feel about that comment?
that's how I feel. I feel like if I could just, if he had me down like that, I was like, if I just get one breath of air, man, I'm gonna put you out to your misery, son.
But yeah, that's all we got, Deb. Anything else you want to throw in?
No.
All right, so let's go ahead and end this one. We are the dream team here at Cast the Pod. Did I already say that? 2016's
Better watch
Better
out.
Watch Out?
Probably a few times.
Yeah.
If they haven't figured it out by now, read the title.
True. All right, I'm Josh.
I'm Cobweb.
And I'm Deb.
And yeah, see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.